Hey, run, turkeys! Thanksgiving's around the corner, run! Oh, yeah, that's annoying. It's just really, really annoying. Oh my gosh. Well, the beeping sound is making me hate the VIC, and the lights flickering on and off is making me hate drive at night. And it says the hatch or rear lift glass is open, but clearly it's not. It's latched. Gotta fix this. Hey, what's up guys? I'm Dan H and welcome back to the project. Today I want to talk about an itty bitty problem I've been having with my 1998 Jeep Grand Cherokee, the Cherokee Grievous ZJ. So what's been going on is I'd be driving along, hit a bump or a pothole, and the interior light would flicker on and off. Not a big deal, but then I put in the VIC. I'd hit a bump or a pothole with the VIC, and it would give me that annoying alert, the beep, 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 with the lights flickering on and off. Still not too bad. Then you drive along at night, you hit a bump or a pothole, and the interior lights flicker on, and you get that annoying beep, and the glare could cause you to lose sight of the road. So it could kind of be dangerous. The last straw was at night, and the alarm went off. I had no idea why the alarm went off. I come running outside in my pajamas, try to figure out who's breaking into my car. It's just a liftgate error. You know this because the VIC tells you it's the liftgate error, but you may not know that if you don't have the VIC. So let's do some troubleshooting and we'll figure this thing out together. Alright guys, so if you don't have a VIC, this problem can be a little bit trickier to diagnose. You'd have to check each door and make sure that the interior light wasn't going on when you wiggle them. Now, what you'd be looking for is this sensor right here. Now, these door sensors could be loose or they could be bad, and they could cause your interior lights to go on when not appropriate. Luckily for me, once I put in the VIC, I knew exactly where the problem was coming from. It told me it was the liftgate. So let's go over to the liftgate. So because my VIC told me it was the liftgate that was causing the problem, I know it's either one of two things that's making the alarm go off, the interior lights go off, and causing all those other problems. The VIC doesn't differentiate between the liftgate and the flip glass, so you test both of them. I gave my liftgate a good wiggle, seemed solid. Then I went, give my lift glass a wiggle. There you go. That's the problem.
If we were going to smash the window, I would simply do it with a roundhouse kick. Oh no!
So now that I know it's the flip glass causing the problem, it's time to figure out which component of the flip glass is actually making the system not work. The flip glass is a little more complicated than I thought, and there's a lot of things that come into play. I tested the latch. It works really well. So let's go and look inside of the latch and see what's going on. So the first thing I checked was this latch. Made sure it latched. You click it and it closes, and you hit the button and it opens. Pretty simple. Now, because there was a lot of play in this latch, at first I thought it was the part that hooks onto your glass that was causing the problem. So I took a look at that. Now this is a piece of metal, and it clicks into your latch. Around it is a sheath of plastic. Now, the sheath of plastic was worn away quite significantly, so I thought that the lack of material was causing the play, so I decided to strip off the plastic sheath, and I welded on a new piece of metal, and I ended up filing it down just so it had enough clearance to close the latch and not be interfered with. That didn't work. But now at least you guys know that kind of modification is possible, and if you have to access this piece or change the handle or whatever, it's just 2 Torx bolts right up here, comes out nice and easy. So on to the next thing I checked. So the next thing I looked at was the weather stripping. Now, as you can see, this is kind of worn and kind of flat, so I thought that because it wasn't giving enough pressure, enough back pressure, if you will, that it was causing a lot of play even when it was latched. I looked online for replacement weather stripping for the ZJ, and everything I found was discontinued, and I was striking out. I didn't give up that search because I would like to replace this one day, but I didn't really think that was a problem. I wasn't too convinced. So I started looking at this latch itself. And I know it works, but there could be a sensor that's in here that's going bad. Aha! Now we're getting somewhere. So I went online, I started looking up ZJ lift glass latch sensors, and I found one, and I ordered one, and in the meantime, my temporary fix was to drive around like this. Had the glass open, and all you gotta do is latch it, and that stops the warning. Oddly enough, this is fine on its own, but once you put the glass down, it jiggles it all around, and that's what throws off your lights. It's really not great to drive around like this, but it's fine in the summer when it's nice and warm and you don't have AC. But just don't forget to release this lever, because if you go to close it and that's down, it makes a horrible sound. You don't want to break your glass. So don't say I didn't warn you. Pop that open, then shut your glass. Ooh, hearts. Alright guys, you may have remembered that footage from my fundraiser video. Thank you guys for your support, I really appreciate it. So yeah, let's open this thing up. This I found on the internet, and it's actually called a Liftgate Switch. I like to call it a flip glass sensor. Yeah, so this is a real Mopar part. It was from a dealer, I think. Sundance Dodge in Boise, Idaho. Thank you guys, appreciate it. Let's open this baby up. Packing slip. My Yankee knife. So yeah, here we go. This is the part. And here's the little sensor. This piece is what goes corrupt. I guess the spring inside here just stops working after 20 years. No biggie. So we're going to go ahead and open the lift gate glass, and we're going to see if we could find a part that looks like this. We're going to replace it. Alright guys, so we're going to open this up, and we're going to find a place to access this little sensor. Normally I would recommend taking off this whole interior panel, but since my wrist is still healing, all I'm going to do is just take apart this and this. I'm going to take these screws off that's holding on this interior panel, and that should be it. Alright guys, here we go. Simple screwdriver. One screw, and just 4 simple screws. 1, 2, 3, and 4 in here. And now we could wiggle this out just enough to get to our little sensor. That's right there, guys. So I'm gonna stick a screwdriver in it. That should give us some nice needed space. There. Alright, we got some space to work with. Thank you, screwdriver. And you can see our sensor. Geez. Well, here it looks a little bit... This looks broken right here. I'm sure that doesn't help. And here, can we see that button in there? Well, there it is, guys. That little white button sticking right underneath that little lever. That is what doesn't make contact anymore when this is closed. How about that? And you can see, if I wiggle that plug, look at that. That's just enough space to cause that thing to go haywire. So we're gonna take it out. Let's take off the plug for the sensor. The plug is off, and now, if I am right, there is 1 screw down in there that we need to remove. So I'll set up the tripod and we'll get to it. And there you go, guys. Right down there, right there, is a little T20 hiding under the sensor. So I'm going to remove it. Let's get this thing out. All right, I put a heavy duty magnet on this little magnetic hand. I want this thing to be caught and not dropped down into the interior of this lift gate. That would defeat the whole purpose of not removing the interior. So I figured that would help. All right, when it's really loose, the socket is no help. I'm gonna have to employ this T20 screwdriver. This will probably do the trick. This isn't working. I'm just gonna use the magnet itself to try to catch this screw. And I got it. The screw is out. It's touching the magnet. There you go. The screw is out. It fell right onto the magnet. Now let's see if I could rotate this out. And there it goes. Old sensor is out. There you have the magnet and the screw. So, taking a closer look at it, I think this, oh, yep, it gets jammed. It gets jammed because this is all busted. I wonder if I could take this apart and fix it. But I'm glad I got a new one. So, out with the old and in with the new. All right. Nice. Gonna put this one in its place. And first, got the screw out. There we go. Now I'm gonna slide this in. These tabs in the front are like a little locking collar. So they go in here, line this up, then just rotates in place. Then you can put the screw in. So I'm gonna line that up and torture myself again, trying to get the screw back in. But I'm leaving that magnet in there because chances are you drop the screws when you put them back in. All right, let's give this a shot. All right, I think I got it. It's very tedious trying to manage the camera and the screwdriver and the magnet and the sensor and the screw with a gimpy hand. And all right, well, you guys get the point. I am just gonna get this thing in turn by turn, taking it nice and easy. All right, I think it's in. Just gonna make sure it's tight. This thing again. And it seems to be pretty snug. Couple more turns. That's it. That is in there. Yeah, makes good contact. All right, we'll plug it in and button this up. Don't forget your magnet. And your screwdriver. Press this back in, and we'll get to our screws. I'll leave this gapped a little bit so I can see where the hole is. Same with this side. Now we can tighten these. All right, got these two in. Now the last two little ones, these go inside where my privacy screen latches on. All right, all back together. Let's latch up the privacy screen. Make sure that is open. All right, now we're gonna close this up and we're gonna wait till it gets dark. Then we're gonna go for a little ride and we'll see if it makes any difference whatsoever. Cross your fingers, we'll hope that's the solution to the problem. See you in a couple hours. All right, guys, so far so good. No warning lights, no VIC bleeps, so let's throw it on four-wheel drive, see what we could do. No warnings. The VIC is silent. Ooh, big dip here. Yahoo! The lights have not blinked. This is great. All right, back on the road. It's a good off-road test. Very, very good. Back into two-wheel drive. Let's hit the highway. Alright guys, after driving this thing all over creation, I think it's safe to say that it was in fact the ZJ flip glass sensor that was causing all the issues. I took this thing on-road, off-road, on highways, fast roads, slow roads, bumpy roads, you name it, I went everywhere. Not one light flicker, not one VIC alert, so I think we solved the problem. If you guys want to order yourself a sensor, I'll include the link of the part number in the description below. I'll throw in a picture right now. And if you guys are having similar problems and you think it might be related to this sensor, go ahead and get yourself one. This one only cost me $35 and it's a real Mopar part. So that's fantastic that it fixed it. That solves that interior light problem. I have an exterior light problem. Besides the fact that my fog light is out on my driver's side, these headlights are looking pretty dim. Kind of crappy on the road at night. And I'm used to my XJ, which is really bright and really lit up. So I think the Boss LaFerry is going to pay a visit to this ZJ, and we'll do these lights in an upcoming video. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. If you guys want to order some stickers, there's still some available. Go watch my fundraiser video, and that's about it. Thanks, guys. Peace.